Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cool Tools. Today, my dad found me another tool. He's been so fascinated by all the interest in the first one. I think he felt like he wanted to find me something else cool to use. And I told him that the first presser foot it's not a presser foot, let's face it, it's a hem guide with a little paddle that helps you sew things, and it holds your fabric down. And I'm going to put a link in the description below to that cool tool. It really doesn't help you around curves. So this one does help around curves. And if you remember, or if you've been following along with me and you watch the cool tools with the hem guide, it came with a screw, and some people had trouble with the screw. It didn't fit in their machine. So I did a follow-up showing how to just Scotch tape it onto the machine. Well, I'm going to one-up you on that. And I want to say, I don't know if I can say screw the screw, but we're going to. How about some removable and reusable mounting putty? That's going to solve all your problems for these attachments that need to be held on by a screw. And I'm going to show you how to use it. But I've been playing with it, and this little putty works really nicely if the screw does not fit in the hole on your machine. So let's go over and look at it. Let me get my machine all set up for you so you can see what we're going to do. I'm going to be using this Scotch removable mounting putty, even though the screw that comes with it does fit on my machine. I want to be able to show everybody how to use it. This is what it looks like, and it's kind of a cool thing because you can use it as a straight guide on straight edges. You can also use it on curves, and this little puppy is for super tight curves or outer curves. So what I'm going to do here is, let's set it up to do an inside curve first. And what do garment sewers have to do with inside curves? Well, if you're a garment sewer, you know that you're finishing lots of necklines and armholes. When you're working on sleeveless things, you have to do both. And when you're putting in a sleeve, you still have to sew in a curved circle. This is going to help us for setting in sleeves, for finishing sleeveless garments, for finishing necklines. I'm so excited. So what I've discovered here is if we look at the bottom of it, the guides themselves are a little bit lower than this middle part. So I'm going to take my my removable mounting putty, and I'm going to squish it into a blob, and I'm going to squish it on the long straight edge that I'm not using. And what I want to do is squish it so it's flush with the raised edge, because I don't want it lifting higher than the bed of the machine. So I'm just going to spend a minute and just put it flush with that edge. Then I'm going to set it against my presser foot. Now notice, if the presser foot is down, I can set that right there, and see how there's a curved guide coming out? So then I'm just going to give it a nice press into my machine, and look at, it's secure. So no worrying about the screw here. So sorry screw, I'm going to put you in my accessory box for later. And what we're going to do here is, I've already used this guide to sew on a little bias strip of fabric to finish this armhole. Okay, and then I turned it all under to make it like a mini facing. So I just want to show you how cool this is. This is one of the bias tops I've been wearing on set without any finished edges. I love these tops, so we might as well finish them, right? So I'm going to just stick this under here, like this. Now I want to get it so it's flush against the guide and under the presser foot. So basically, I'm just going to start right here, and as usual, I'm going to start near my underarm seam, or my side seam here. And what we're going to do is, I'm literally going to set my machine to 3.0, and then I'm going to start stitching. And look at how nicely this guide guides the fabric under the presser foot. Now, I'm not worrying about the presser foot itself. I'm paying attention to right here. So just working a little at a time allows me to do this. And I can see where doing all sorts of edges is going to be really fun on this. Now I didn't understitch this. I just wanted to show you how to do it around a curve. I probably should have understitched first. I think between these 2 feet that my dad got me, I'm going to have a lovely, lovely guides here. Okay, I'm almost around. And really what I'm trying to do is keep it up against this curve here. Oh yeah, see, I definitely should have understitched this. Okay, let's take a look and see how this came out. All right, you can see that that really does a nice job of going around curves. This is a biased top, so I do have a little bit of pressing to do to get that to lay flat, but look at how nice and accurate that is. Now, let's try something else. All right, so let's see how it does outer curves. Now for outer curves, I don't want to use this one, so I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to reposition it, put my presser foot down, and I'm going to reposition it so this is right here, like this. And again, I'm just going to squish it down. And then watch how this guide helps go around an outer curve. I think I'm honestly more impressed with the outer curve than the inner curve. I was a little off when I started, but watch this. This is really cool. Watch this. All right, so I've got this curve. Look how perfect that is. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up and let's say, well, let me just put it back down for a second here. Okay, so I want to back it up a little bit. Let's say we want to do a double row of top stitching. So I'm going to back it up. So it's about 1/8 of an inch now. I'm going to move it over and then let's do a second row. I'm going kind of fast. I'm not trying to be super careful. I just want to see what it does. All right, so that does a pretty good job of doing multiple rows by backing it up a little bit, and I was going top speed here just to show you, but that's pretty impressive. So this is kind of a cool thing. Now it does come with, like I said, it does come with a screw, but if you'd like to get the mounting putty instead, then you won't have to worry about screwing and unscrewing it out of your machine. And that way people won't have to worry about, gee, is it going to fit my Bernina? Is it going to fit my Janome? Is it going to fit my brother? If you use the mounting putty, it works with anything. All right, so I think this is a cool little thing. I put links below for this foot and also for the mounting putty if you'd like to get some of that instead of worrying about whether or not the screw is going to fit your machine. However, if you did get the first hem guide that I shared a few weeks ago, that screw is the same screw that comes with this one. So if it fit if that one fit, this one will fit as well. And then you can just screw and unscrew it. Well, actually, maybe let me just show you. Here's the screw. Now this screw is a little bit longer than the one that came with the other foot because it has to, you know, reach the depth of this part here. But you basically stick it in this Y, hover it to where your screw hole is like this, and just tighten it down. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. So I'm going to righty tighty it. I can slide it in. Oops. Let me lefty loosey and get it right there and tighten it down. Or I can pull it back and I can bring it in this way. Now for the straight edge, I think the closest I can get is about a 3/8 inch seam allowance there. But then I can also swivel it to the outer curve or tight curves there. And that's how you attach it with the screw. So I think this is super exciting. I'm really having fun with this series of cool tools. I'm ending up with more cool tools, and I know that my dad is having a really good time as well. So thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow during Fit Tip Tuesday, I'm going to share why, if you're working with a straight leg pant and your fit muslin is bowing out at the hem like a sailor pant on the inseam, or if your inseam is hanging straight from the crotch to the knee, but then it starts to do something funny, I'm going to show you something on your back leg pattern piece that may be causing that. So I'm going to be helping you eliminate the sailor pant look on straight leg pants patterns tomorrow. So join me for that at noon. I mean, it'll be uploaded at noon tomorrow. That's not a live video, but I will be uploading that for noon tomorrow for Fit Tip Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I will be live for subscriber Q&A, and I'm going to talk about adaptive sewing when you're sewing for someone who has mobility issues and has a hard time getting in and out of their clothes. So that's what I'm going to be sharing and talking about on Wednesday. And that was a subscriber question. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this episode of Cool Tools. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again very soon.